The dark, cold void of space was silent, save for the hum of alien machinery. In the bowels of a massive starship, deep in the heart of the galaxy, a team of Crithar warriors stood poised around a cryogenic chamber. Their mission was simple: revive one human specimen for study. The Crithar, a species known across the galaxy for their cold intellect and ruthless efficiency, had encountered humanity many times before, always as the prey, but this time they thought they could turn the tables. They had heard stories of Earth's history, of its warriors, and of a species that had somehow managed to survive against impossible odds. They wanted to study the human, understand them, harness their secrets. A soft hiss filled the room as the cryo chamber powered down. The freezing mist dissipated, revealing a solitary human form suspended inside, wrapped in layers of advanced cryotech armor. It was a male, his features sharp, even in the deep freeze. The Crithar scientists marveled at his humanity, wondering what kind of creature could endure such hardship and still remain alive. Initiating revival sequence, one of the Crithar said, his voice mechanical and emotionless. With a flick of a switch, the machine began to warm, and the human's heart started to beat once more. They had successfully revived him, or so they thought. The human gasped for air, his eyes shooting open wide with confusion. He blinked, disoriented by the bright lights above him. His body ached as though it had been frozen for centuries. His fingers twitched, feeling the strange new environment around him. Where am I?" he muttered, his voice hoarse and weak from the long sleep. The Crithar scientists exchanged glances, pleased to see the human awake, but unaware of the dangerous spark of awareness that had just ignited in the human's mind. "Relax, human," one of the Crithar said in broken basic. "You are aboard the Crithar vessel. You have been revived for study." The human slowly sat up, his body stiff. His instincts screamed at him to act, to fight, to survive. Something inside him, something primal, recognized the threat. He took a deep breath, filling his lungs with the unfamiliar air. And then, with a sudden burst of energy, he sprang into motion. The Crithar were caught off guard. The human's movements were swift, unnatural in their intensity. His hands grabbed the nearest alien, snapping its neck with a sickening crack. The other Crithar warriors reacted too slowly, their shock paralyzing them. Before they could reach for their weapons, the human was on them, his strength defying logic. His combat instincts kicked in. His training, perhaps forgotten in his sleep, now flowed back into his mind like a flood. He slammed another Crithar into the wall, hearing the bones break beneath the impact. The alien's body crumpled lifelessly to the floor. The remaining Crithar backed away, realizing they had made a monumental mistake. The human, though disoriented and weakened, was a force to be reckoned with. His species was not some fragile, easily dominated race. Humans were predators in their own right, surviving against the odds, thriving in conditions where others would perish. The alien who had spoken earlier finally raised a weapon, a strange energy gun. "Stop," it hissed. "You will not survive this. We are the Crithar, conquerors of thousands of worlds." The human's eyes narrowed, his lips curling into a wry smile. He had heard that boast before. The Crithar might have conquered thousands of worlds, but they had never faced a human in combat. "You should have left me frozen," the human growled, his voice low and dangerous. In one swift motion, he lunged, knocking the weapon from the Crithar's hand. The alien tried to back away, but the human was faster, too fast for their enhanced reflexes. He grabbed the Crithar by the throat, lifting it off the ground, his fingers tightening like a vice. The alien's eyes bulged, its air supply cut off as the human squeezed the life from it. "Your mistake was thinking we were weak," the human muttered, his grip unyielding. "You never should have woken me." With a final snap, the Crithar's neck broke, and the body dropped to the floor. Silence fell once more, but this time it was the silence of fear. The remaining Crithar, all witnessing the carnage, now understood their grave error. They had awakened a human, and now they would pay the price for their arrogance. The human wiped his hands on the alien's armor and surveyed the room. The ship around him felt cold, sterile, but that was nothing compared to the rage burning in his chest. He had been frozen for who knows how long, but it didn't matter. He wasn't going to be anyone's experiment. He wasn't going to be their prey. A Crithar engineer attempted to flee, but the human was already on him, tackling the alien to the ground. His fists pummeled the creature, breaking through the hard alien skin with relentless force. The ship shook as the human's fury filled the chamber. "Where is the control room?" the human demanded, his voice filled with cold intent. "Where's the bridge?" The surviving Crithar, now utterly terrified, pointed toward the far end of the room. There," it stammered. The human nodded, his movements calculated as he stepped over the fallen bodies. His mission was clear: escape. Find a way out. He had no interest in being a prisoner or a specimen. The Crithar would soon learn that humanity was not a species to be studied, it was a species to be feared. As the human made his way to the control room, he could feel the Crithar panic around him. They had thought they could break him, learn his weaknesses, control him. But now they realized that humans were not the ones who would be broken. They had awakened a storm,